Hi guys, it's DJ here from Cozy RC, and I'm very excited to show you my newest project. I'm going to build a rigger, finally, and I'm not just building one, I'm going to build 3 and I'm going to give away 2. So let's go! This is the introduction video to this new project, so I'm going to tell you all the details of the boat itself and also of the hardware which I'm going to use. I will also put a link in the description so you can buy this hardware and build exactly the same boat. So what we got here is the WSB 002, or better known as the Shrimp Rigger. There are other YouTubers who already built this boat, for example Ironclad RC and also H2O Mechanic. They both built a very fast shrimp rigger. 80 plus miles an hour is pretty crazy. I'm going to show you all the details of how exactly to build it. So I will show you all the steps, and not just building the wooden kit, also installing all the hardware and what kind of hardware is recommended. So this is what the kit contains, and it comes in a nice box like this, very well packed. And the kit contains the 2 boom tubes for the sponsons. It does come with a manual even. Very simple manual, but it's also a simple boat to build. And then it contains the laser cut, very nice. The quality seems very good. Laser cut parts for the sponsons. You got this one twice. This is the other one. This is the tub reinforcement. Then this is the tub sides. And over here we got the bottom of the tub and the deck with the 2 hatches. Overall, I'm pretty amazed by the quality. If you consider that this kit costs about 22 euros or $25, I think, yeah, you cannot beat the price. I couldn't make it in a cheaper way, and I have some experience making laser cut kits, so great price. The total length of this rigger will be 50 centimeters or about 20 inches. It's a pretty small size, which means you can also use kind of cheap hardware, because the bigger the boat, the bigger the motor, the speed controller and the lipos, etc. that you need, and the higher the price. But for this boat you can use a budget-friendly setup, which I'm showing you here. So let's go over some details. This is a 2858 2900 kV motor. This is actually a motor that I still had laying around. But in the parts list, I recommend a very similar motor, which is from Rocket RC. And that is also a 2858, so the size is the same, but it has a slightly higher kV of 3380. A motor with about 3000 kV will give you great performance on 3S and ballistic performance on 4S. I know that some YouTubers are even using 4000 plus kV motors, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it if you are a beginner hobbyist. Maybe if you are more experienced and you know how to combine props with the motor and monitoring temps. Otherwise, 3000 kV will do the job and you will get great speed. Then I'm using this very cheap but effective AliExpress rudder. This is about $5 for the complete assembly. And it does come with a water cooling pickup in the rudder blade. This is the same rudder which I'm using in my Mini Mono, very popular boat, which many of you also built. And it works great, so yeah, never change a winning team. This rigger has the same size as the Mini Mono, so this rudder will fit perfectly. Then we have the speed controller, ZTW Shark. This is a fully watertight and water-cooled speed controller, 80 amps this time. I think a 60 amp speed controller would also work, but yeah, for the future tunability I went for the 80 amp. It is 2 to 6S capable, and it's nicely sealed front and back, and I really like this speed controller in the Mini Mono, so I went for the same but just a bigger capacity. Then we have the drive shaft with a strut. This is called a strut with the strut bracket. This is mounted behind the transom, and I went for a 4mm shaft. I think that a 3.2mm shaft would just work as well, but I went for the 4mm shaft because You can also run bigger props if you use a sleeve. I think it's called 316 in US, and in the metric size it is 4.76 millimeter bore. But by default this is 4 millimeter, and you can get many 4 millimeter props. And yes, overall it's just a nice assembly. You can adjust this strut in the height and in the length. And yes, just looks great. Simple stuffing tube, just a brass stuffing tube with a Teflon liner. And this mini servo is for the steering. This is also the same I'm using in my mini mono together with this rudder. So I know this combination works great. So I just went for the same one. It has metal gears and it is digital, but still it's very well priced, so I can recommend this one. Then we have some silicone tube for the water cooling. This has an internal diameter of 3 mm and 5 mm outer diameter. Yes, this will do the job. What you will end up with this hardware and this kit is a very fast boat. A rigger is the cheapest way to go very fast. There's no other RC boat which can beat the price performance of a rigger. Yeah, some people don't really like the looks of it, but let me tell you, it drives spectacular. You can drive full throttle turns, and I cannot wait to run laps and also reach new top speeds with this. This setup is good for about 60 miles an hour or 100 kilometers an hour. As I told you in the beginning, I'm going to build 3 of these kits. One for myself and then 2 for 2 of my subscribers to celebrate my 3000 subscriber mark. I already selected the lucky winners. Last time with the prop I did it in a lottery style, but this time I selected them myself. 2 supporters from the early beginning and also 2 good friends of mine who will receive this kit, not just the kit, including the hardware. This one goes to Daishu and this one goes to Dimitris. I will put a link to their YouTube channels in the description below. Daishu is all about speed runs. He has some very fast boats, a cat and also a DIY mono, and he records and shares many of his speedruns on his channel. And Dimitris is all about DIY boats. He even made his own DIY Mercury outboards, so it's definitely worth checking out his channel. Enough talking, let's just start the build. When we look at the description, it says stick F and H together by using glue. Alright, so F and H are the tub sides and the tub reinforcements. So these parts you don't need. This racetrack shape you do need. So don't throw this. So we store this together with the other parts. These are the actual tub sides. These parts look from good quality wood. This is plywood and the thickness is about, yeah, just below 2 mm, 1.9 let's say. How about the tub sides? Yes, 1.9 millimeters. So let's carefully take this out, just like that. All right, we got as 2 sides, 2 reinforcements. Of course, you have to take note that you build a left and a right version. So don't just stick it like this, because it is like 2 left versions. And you need 1 right and 1 left version, like this. So when I line up the holes for the boom tubes, you can see that the reinforcement is a little bit smaller than the actual tub sides. And that's probably because the deck plate will be in between here on this edge, and same for the bottom. I got them ready for the glue. I will just use regular wood glue. This is not even water resistant, but it doesn't matter because when the hull is finished I will totally seal it with a coat of epoxy. So by sticking in the boom tubes, I automatically align the reinforcement with the tub side, and now I'm carefully going to clamp it together. I will keep it clamped maybe for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then when I glued this, I will clamp down this for 5 or 10 minutes, and after that I will lay them down flat and apply some weights, so the final result will be a nice and flat side. So now I'm going to put a flat uniform plate on top of it, and I'm going to apply some weights, and I will let it dry for a couple of hours. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. I hope to see you in the next one, where we will continue the build of this awesome little speed machine. Bye!